Spiders, heights, snakes, and applying for credit. Yes, 3 of these things are very common fears that most of you would recognize, but did you know applying for credit is also a fear most Canadians face at some point or another? No matter your credit score, good or bad, you may still fear applying for credit as it could be a very stressful situation. Well, don't worry. We have a great solution for you. Getting the vehicle you want isn't something you have to dream about anymore. At Auto City, you can get the vehicle you want, and most importantly, we'll reestablish your credit at the same time. We know here at Auto City that bad things can happen to good people. Perhaps you went through a stressful life crisis like a divorce and some bills got swept under the rug. We understand these things happen and are always willing to try and help you get back on your feet. Losing your job, becoming ill, or getting laid off can also be factors of bad credit. It's not your fault that these things happen, and you definitely don't deserve to be penalized for the rest of your life for these misfortunes. I can go on forever about the bad things that happen to good people, but eventually it all comes down to taking action and getting that credit fixed, and that's where we come in. Making sure that good credit score is a top priority so you can move on and be less stressed out again. Would you like to be driving a newer, more reliable vehicle, own a home, look after your children's education? How about looking after your retirement needs and just feeling that boost of confidence again? Well, at Auto City, we can help with our unique credit recovery program. Our team, Derek and Rob, have great relationships with many major banks and would love to help you get that score higher. Now, as you may know, there are 2 credit bureaus in Canada. The 2 are Equifax and TransUnion. Now, the weird thing is that some banks use one while completely ignoring the other. I know, it doesn't make much sense, but that's just not something we have the power to change. If that was the case, we could just put our scores to 800 and call it a day. So when we poll them, we can see what banks are best for you and choose the one for the best approval. I told you this wasn't a dream anymore. This is where the good news comes in. At no charge to you, we'll pull that report. We can then see your rating, check what you have on there, and find any errors that might be in it. I know, errors. How can this happen? But don't worry, it's not your fault. Sometimes having a similar name to someone can actually get something they applied for on your report. Or maybe there's something you swore was paid off, but they just forgot to get it off there. And sadly, you're not the only one. Up to 25% of credit reports have either an error or a fault on them, and that could be affecting your score. I know, some help they are. And as stated earlier, we have a very unique approval system, one that doesn't dwell on the past and looks forward to the future. We're very proactive with our approvals and see that everyone sometimes needs help. That's why we don't mind taking the time to get you approved in the car you love and the rate you need. I know we've talked a lot, but I think it's time to actually help you. Putting your faith in us at Auto City is the first step, as we've helped numerous amounts of people in very similar positions to you. Time and time again, we have people call and say no one can get me approved, then bam, they're driving off our lot in the car they've been eyeing for weeks. Of course, there's no cost to you and certainly no obligation, but most people just take the chance to review their credit and see if there's anything we can do to help them out. Oh, and if you haven't had the chance to fill out our pre-approval on our trusted website, go ahead and do so. It's very simple to do and saves you from having to leave the house or take time off work. While you relax, we'll already be starting on getting you approved. But if you feel more comfortable calling us, do so at 506-457-1798 and we can set something up. From us at Auto City, thanks for listening to us chat about credit. We know it's something we try not to talk about, but it's very important, as this could be the first steps to rebuilding your credit score today.